Kia ora team, welcome back. So we're going to talk about one more respiratory system condition to finish off and round off the cardiovascular and respiratory lectures today. So COPD stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Okay, so chronic meaning obviously it's not acute, it happens on an ongoing basis. Obstructive, talking about the impact of obstruction in the airways and the respiratory system. Pulmonary relates to anything relating to the lungs, it's referred to as pulmonary. So inflammation that obstructs airflow, generally caused by long-term damage. So smoking is a good one. So it physically damages the tissues, and over the years it gets kind of progressively worse. So this is something that is definitely more common in people that have been smoking for many years, or potentially exposed to other pollutants for many years as well. Okay, so bronchitis and emphysema, which we kind of talked about briefly, are the two most common forms and often occur together. Okay, bronchitis, inflammation of the bronchioles and mucus buildup, which means there's less airflow. Emphysema, damage to the alveoli, again, less oxygen exchanged. So they affect the process at slightly different stages in slightly different ways, but it has the same end result in the sense that it obstructs that oxygen getting to the tissues where it needs to. Okay, so obviously just at different stages of that. Symptoms often don't appear until significant lung damage has occurred, because it's progressive and it worsens over time, and exposure to those pollutants, the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. So symptoms are shortness of breath, especially during activity, wheezing, chest tightness, chronic cough, may produce mucus. Again, all very similar symptoms that you'll see with some of the other respiratory conditions that we talked about. Frequent respiratory infections, so infections that potentially can turn into pneumonia. Lack of energy, unintended weight loss in later stages, so that's not a positive thing. And again, swelling in the ankles, feet or legs. So when we don't have the ability to take the oxygen nutrients in and get rid of the carbon dioxide and the fluids in the other waste out, that can cause that to happen. In New Zealand, over 200,000 people have COPD. Okay, so again, talking about those or looking at those ethnicities. So this is standardised discharge rates with a primary diagnosis of COPD per 1,000 enrolled patients. Again, Māori and Pacific populations overrepresented in these statistics. What can we do? Less of this stuff. Clear pathway for development and can be prevented. The most common way to prevent COPD is to quit smoking. Okay, easier said than done. I know I'm one of those annoying people. I've never kind of smoked anything in my life, and so I couldn't understand how hard that process is. I've kind of been there and seen it with family members and friends that have really struggled with that addiction. But again, like we talked about, the longer that exposure goes on to those pollutants in the lungs, the more likely and the more severe those symptoms and the dysfunction becomes over a period of time. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. There's a short video again. The link to it is on the last slide there. I'll put the link up on the Moodle page for you to have a bit of a look at that as well. Once you've watched that video, then have a crack at the quiz, which is just a few questions going over some of the details that you've gone through. Hopefully you enjoyed the lectures in these two sessions, and the Kahoots, the activities that went along with them. So we'll see you all next week. Enjoy your studies this week, stay safe in your bubbles, and hopefully we'll see you on campus again soon. Ka kite anō. Bye-bye.